I received a call. We were in Florida on March 3rd, 11:06 a.m. from our president, Josh Tremblay, and gave me the news, and I was just speechless.
Ever since I knew Frank, he was very involved with other people.
His way with people was really spectacular. I think that's what made Frank different.
He cared about everybody he touched in life. He's truly the person you want as a friend for life.
It's really not about me. It's about all the people. I have three things: the people that I've had to work with, the opportunities that have been given me from like a divine intervention, and all my relationships that I've made over the last almost 50 years.
So Frank was incredibly involved in the section in every facet. Frank won almost every award there was.
So Frank was the 4-time winner of the Bill Strasbaugh Award, and Coach Bill Strasbaugh was famous for calling the Strasbaugh Award an effort award. And there's certainly no better way to describe what Frank has meant to his fellow professionals in terms of effort. He is always trying to help his PGA professionals.
Frank was recognized 4 times because he had to be. He did the most. He did more than anybody else. He was more concerned.
His influence on professionals was very profound. If you had an issue, you could call Frank and he would be there to help you at any time.
Frank really did a lot for jobs. He helped me in my own jobs, but any professional who needed it, Frank would be there. If you called him, he would go to you. You wouldn't even have to go to him. And if it weren't for Frank and his involvement in the employment committee, a lot of these jobs might not have been as good as jobs they were, and they continue to be to this day. He kind of set the way for these jobs to continue to grow.
I've served on the Employment and Club Relations Committee for 38 years. And probably the biggest fulfillment for me is Bob Arnold and Mike Healy. I mean, I can't even put it into words how proud I am of the job that they've done.
The other interesting comparison between Frank and Coach Strasbaugh was their memory for names. So Frank won the Strasbaugh Award 4 times, but he was so good at remembering names, using your name in a sentence, in an expression, and certainly Coach was the best I'd ever heard doing that, and Frank's got to be as close to second as possible.
And I always asked Frank how he remembered these people's names, and he looked at me and he told me one day, he said, "Son, you can take many things from a man. You can take his freedom, you can take his life, you can take his wife, but one thing you can never take away from him is his name."
Frank also just had an incredible amount of humor. Everything he say had a little bit of humor to it. So in my time working with Frank and after working with Frank, there's a lot of Frankisms out there. All World, his website is All World, his business is All World Golf.
We'd be sitting there watching TV in the evening after playing golf all day, and wake up and he'd say, "Come on, wild man." He'd say, "Let's go to Dairy Queen and get a blizzard."
Wild man, he called everybody wild man. Frank would always like to go and have a cup of coffee, no matter what you were talking about. But Frank had incredible passion, not just for the PGA, not just for his family and his wife, Sue.
I wouldn't have been one step without her. She has been the best partner, the best wife. She has encouraged me every single day. We would wake up, and she was in no matter where we had to go, what we had to do. She was in with me, and I can't even put what she's done to my life. And we've been together 45 years. I mean, I'm a very, very lucky person.
I think Frank going into the Hall of Fame is really a wonderful thing. Everything Frank has done for the PGA has been for others. And I think it's just wonderful that he's in the Hall of Fame and that he's going to represent our section and has represented our section so well for his time in the PGA.